very bullish bias right now. But we cannot forget that we do have news. We do have news coming out at 10 a.m., I believe. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, so we have news coming out at 10 a.m. We have red folder and orange folder, so we're definitely going to see some volatility going into that 10 a.m. time. So if we are going to take a trade before that, I would like it to be about 10 minutes before. So, in the next 10 minutes, I would like to find a trade. If we don't find a trade before that, we're going to have to wait until after that news comes out. Wait for that, volatility to kind of die down from a combo of red folder and orange folder news coming out. You guys know me. I'm not gonna trade during the news, but I will trade about 10 minutes before that news comes out. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here in the market. That's my bias. So now we just have to be patient. We have to read our price action and see what kind of follow through we're going to get. See if we're going to, if our plan is going to start to play out or if we're going to have to adjust our plan. Hey, what's up, Matthew? What's up, Matthew? How you doing? All right, guys. So like I said before, I would not be surprised if we do come down and take out this internal low, trade into that hourly busy one more time. Would not be surprised if we do that. So far, you could have tried to take a short off this 1 minute Sibi. I probably wouldn't have really looked to take that trade myself, but wouldn't have been a very bad trade so far, right? To try to catch down to internal lows or even just down into this hourly busy here. You can see we created, we didn't even really create much of a 5 minute imbalance. We have a small 5 minute imbalance up top, but long wicks on this previous 5 minute candle. So I'd really just want to see us, if we're going to trade further down, the farthest I'd want to really see us go is down into this hourly, grabbing internal lows. I wouldn't necessarily want to see us come all the way down to this low here. I'd want to see us start bouncing pretty soon. Just taking out this low here would be the farthest I'd want to see. We actually did just get some SMT divergence though. Right, so ES actually just swept this low. ES actually did just sweep that low. So you can see here, NQ did not sweep that low. So we do see some SMT divergence there, right? So what does that mean? Well, what we would assume is that price would start to try and reverse from this level because of that SMT. It's not always going to be the case, but often we do see us reverse after seeing some SMT at a level like this. Now we did have SMT at the highs as well. Actually, no, we did not. Sorry, excuse me. After this high was this high, so we didn't have SMT at the highs. We only have SMT at the lows right now. Only have SMT at the lows. So this is when I would want to start seeing some bullish price action stepping in, and I'd want to still see us come up and close above this 1 minute Sibi, just for confirmation in the longs. I probably would not, be looking to target a long until I see that happen, and until I start seeing some bullish fair value gaps created on this 1 minute time frame. Right, so I'm okay with really just waiting for that setup. And if the setup doesn't show within the next 8 to 10 minutes, then I'll probably just have to sit on the sideline until that news comes out and give it some time to kind of calm down. All right, so we will just be patient. We'll wait for our A+ setup here. But we can just talk about real quick the longs that I wanted to take last night. Where were they? Where were they at? Okay, so this is where I wanted to take the longs. We had a bullish breaker right here. I wanted to see the longs, but we didn't get any kind of reaction. And then once we came down to here, I already fell asleep. And then ultimately we did see the long step in to our target, which was these equal highs up here. So ultimately we did see those long step in. So that would have been a pretty nice trade if I was able to stay awake and wait for that confirmation. But again, that's why we wait. That's why we don't really take a trade, because you could have taken the trade right off of that entry into the breaker and you would have gotten stopped out real quick because you did not wait for that confirmation, right? So that's why we always got to wait for our confirmation before jumping into a trade. Hey, there you go, Wild West. There you go, Wild West. Yeah, is Pablo here? Pablo, are you here? Old deck. Did you know that you won our prop firm giveaway on Friday? Braden tried to reach out to you. I know you weren't in the session on Friday, but you did win. So we were trying to get you your reward. Buenos dias, Pablo. Good morning, Slick. Slick, we did not take any trades yesterday. Price action was probably the worst I've seen in a long time, actually. In a long time. Hey, don't sound so surprised, Pablo. Don't sound so surprised. Yeah, man, you are a winner. Congrats. Of course, man, we're very happy to give it to you. You deserve it. Hey, what's up, Shosky? Hey, Gianni. Let's go. Congrats, brother. Man, that's awesome. Those are some awesome pictures there. Awesome pictures. The only thing you're missing in that third picture is just me and John. You're just missing me and John there. Yeah, please do. Please do. What are you doing here, man? Shouldn't you be on your honeymoon right now? What are you doing? Yeah, I definitely got lost. Yeah, he is on his honeymoon. His wife's yelling at him right now. Get off the computer. Oh, got you. Okay. Oh, she's in clinicals. Okay, so yeah, that's some important things that she's got to get done then. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it sounds like you guys are going to be pretty set. Again, guys, we're just being patient here, waiting. I want to see if price is going to run through that 1 minute SIBI before I look to target any entry. You can see over here on ES, we do have a big 5 minute SIBI that we're going to have to run through as well. So we got some levels that ES is going to have to fight through before, the longs really do step in. Yep, trading and nursing salary. That's a pretty good combined salary right there. Yeah, I met my girl when I was dirt broke, dirt poor, very very poor. I said, "Hey, you just have to wait. You just got to be patient. If you can be patient with me, don't you worry. Don't worry, I'm gonna figure it out." Oh man, seriously, it's so happy for you, Gianni. That's amazing. That's truly amazing. Man, this chop's pretty bad right now, pre-news. We're not really seeing any fall through yet, so we're gonna have to keep waiting. We're gonna have to keep waiting for price to clear up a little bit. I expect better price action today, though, guys. I don't expect price action like yesterday. That was pretty rare how brutal that price action was. That's truly why I completely stayed out of it, because it was really, really bad. Like I've seen some bad price action, and yesterday was probably one of the worst days I've seen in a long time. And it's funny, I went on social media after yesterday's trading day, and I saw a lot of different traders saying the same exact thing. They're like, this was some awful, awful price action. And I also saw some traders that were pretty in the red. They were pretty far in the red because they were not able to distinguish that price action was really bad, and they still tried to trade. Like you gotta know when a day like yesterday pops up, you should not be in the market. You should not be trading. Good. Dang. That's wild, Mike. The day you proposed. Yeah, for real. Like we're starting a family right here, right now. All right, more SMT at the lows again here, guys. More SMT. ES just took out that low another time. NQ still hasn't swept this low here. Okay, now NQ has swept that low. Now NQ swept that low. All right, so no more SMT down here. No more SMT here. No SMT to see here. All right, so that's that internal low I wanted to see us sweep, right? This is what we talked about. I wanted to see us come down, trade into this hourly, sweep that internal low, and then see a reversal. So now we'll see if that reversal starts stepping in here. Will that reversal start to step in now? All right, that was our Judas swing. Hopefully, power of 3, possibly coming down, grabbing internal liquidity. Possibly a little turtle soup. And then we go target our external liquidity up at our hourly highs up at London High. We'll see if that happens here. We're going to still need to see a lot happening before we can jump into a trade. Now we have an hourly SIBI right here, or a 1 hour, oh my gosh, I can't talk. A 1 minute SIBI right here. So let's see if we can run through this 1 minute SIBI. Let's see if we can run through this. We're right at VWAP, so it's going to take a little bit for us to run through. Let's see if we're going to run through here. Would like to see us close above this 1 minute right now in the next 20 seconds here. And now I need to start seeing us create some bullish order flow. If we can start to create some bullish fair value gaps, that's what's going to give me some conviction to jump in these longs. Even before the news, I still need to see. It would need to be within the next 3 minutes that I take a trade though. Once it hits 9:55, that's when I will stay out of the market. So we inverse the 1 minute SIBI here. Now let's see if we start to create some 1 minute bullish fair value gaps. And if we run through this next SIBI, I expect these longs to start stepping in. So far our pre-market plan is playing out how we expected, right? This is what we talked about. Come down, grab an internal low, trade into an hourly busy. Now we need to see the reversal. So we haven't really seen it fully play out yet. But we're starting to see a possibility of that playing out. We just need to see if the longs are going to step in here. But it makes sense that we're seeing a lot of chop pre-news, right? When we have red folder and orange folder news coming out at the same time, we typically will see price kind of chop around for a while leading up to that news. So we're probably just going to have to wait until after it comes out. Good morning, Christian. Dude, you just missed a 700 tick trade, bro. Where you been at? Where you been? Nah, I'm kidding. No trades. We've just been chopping since market open. We're waiting for the news to come out here in like the next 7 minutes. Good morning, Polenta. How you doing? The 15-minute inversed. Which 15 minutes? Right here? This 15-minute busy? So for me to actually see the inverse, I need to see us close below that 15-minute. If we close below that 15-minute, that's when we now inverse, for at least for my strategy and what I believe. If we wick down below, I don't think that really matters to me. I need to see us actually close below with the body below that fair value gap, and that's what gives me the conviction. Oh, Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we did inverse this 15-minute busy right here. You are correct. We definitely inverse that one right there. We are bouncing off of this one right here, this 15-minute civvy. So yeah, price does look like it wants to move a little bit lower here, right? But I'm still not really convincing the shorts, and I think we really just have to wait for news to come out to give us, clear direction in the market. But yeah, you're right. On the 15-minute time frame, it looks like we are respecting our bearish levels a lot right now. If we were to inverse this 15-minute busy down here, I do think we might see a continuation down to some more sell side. But as long as we're holding this and this hourly is holding us up, I'm still expecting the longs to step in today. Yeah, I think so, Jack. I think so. Hopefully, yeah, they have reached out to me a few times. Just yeah, they're saying similar things. Just I they probably don't see that. Yeah, I'm not too sure actually. I've never really watched any other FFN traders on the stream before, but I know a lot. Yeah, a lot of people that trade in front of a Discord or in front of other people. They do feel the pressure to need to take trades. And I just, I used to feel that pressure when I first started live trading back at the other Discord. I did feel that pressure. I was like, you know what? I'm live trading. I have to take a trade every single time. And I kind of grew out of that pretty quick. I was like, I don't need to take a trade. I don't need to take a trade. Like, what is that going to do? That's not going to benefit anybody. That's not going to benefit myself. That's not going to benefit anybody watching me. That means I'm just going to be teaching them bad habits. So I kind of grew out of that pretty quick and realized that there's no point in taking a trade just because I'm on a live session. There really isn't. Because that will not teach good habits. That will not teach good patience. Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. All right, guys. So news comes out in about 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes. So we'll see what that news is going to do to our market here. What kind of reaction we're going to get. I'm calm unless I'm listening to the song Unwritten. That's when I'm not calm anymore. That's when I'm going crazy. So it still does look like price wants to move a little bit lower here. We are below VWAP, but it's just chop, chop, chop. So no entry opportunities yet since market open. No trades since market open yet. No trade taken last night. So yeah, I mean, I haven't traded since Sunday night when we took that one trade that got stopped at break even. That's the only trade I've taken so far this week. But I do expect some good price action to step in today. At least that is what I'm hoping for today. That's what I'm hoping for. Hey, there you go, Christian. Up 1,000 pre-market. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, like I definitely think I am way more relaxed. Um, definitely think I'm way more relaxed now than when I was trading on the previous at Traders Evolve for sure. 100%. It's kind of cool to be able to look back on your, different phases of your trading career to kind of see like, well, even if you were finding success in that previous, stage in your trading career, you can still improve so much and you can still learn so much from what you did previously. It's like just looking back at periods like that, like last year, later last year, and like I feel like I've improved so much as a trader even since then. Even when I was finding success back then, I still feel like I'm improving all the time. And hopefully you guys start to see those improvements in yourself as well. All right, news comes out here in about 30 seconds, guys. About 30 seconds. About 30 seconds. We're still moving down here. I'd like to see some kind of power of three back up to buy side. Man, right, Strowski, isn't that the coolest thing about trading? Like, no matter how long you've been doing it for, you're always going to be learning something different. And I kind of think that's why I love kind of comparing trading to sports, because you see the same thing in sports. You know, you see someone that's been in the NFL for 10 plus years and they're still learning and they're still improving on their skills, you know. No matter what level you're at, what skill set you have, you can always improve. Yeah, I'm sure. I wasn't really around. I wasn't trading before that, but I can imagine. All right, so strong manipulation down right now. Let's see if this is actually going to be manipulation, or if we're going to just start dropping from here. So we did get displacement of both of these 15 minutes. News was red. Okay, so we might start to see these shorts start stepping in here pretty soon here then. I mean, we still have these hourly imbalances that we're inside of right now. We still have these hourly imbalances, but we are running through. Wow, look at that candle right now, guys. Look at that candle. All right, so we just took out this next internal low here. Or is this our external? That's actually our external low at the hourly. So we just swept an external low here. Let's see if ES swept the same low. Okay, so ES did sweep that same low. All right, so we still got to be patient no matter what, right? Even with this big drop, we got to be patient. I'm not going to chase price down there. I'm not going to chase price all the way down here. I'm going to wait and see. All right, are we actually going to see a continuation in the shorts? You know, are we going to come down and sweep Asia low? Are we going to keep seeing price fall? Well, if we're going to see that, then we need to see some entry levels start to form. We're now into silver bullet hour, right? So now this is when we start looking for those fair value gap entries. But we're going to need to see a lot more confirmation before we jump into a trade. You know, just because now we have this big 1 minute bearish fair value gap doesn't mean we necessarily are going to jump into a short position here. Right? Because if we use our tool here, we can see how many ticks is this fair value gap. That's 141 tick fair value gap. So again, I'm not really looking to risk 141 ticks to keep my stop above this fair value gap. Plus, we're already almost at Asia low, so that would be one of our main sell side targets that we're almost already at. So the risk to reward there would not even be worth taking a short from this level for me. Personally, not yet. I would still need to see more confirmation here. Okay, we have that 4-hour busy below. Look at this 4-hour. This is the one that yesterday we respected, we traded into, but we bounced from every single time we've traded into it. We have this big volume gap here on the 4-hour as well that we have been respecting every time we've traded into it. But we see a continuation of the shorts right now, and we're not even trading into a fair value gap or anything like that yet. So now we just tapped into the 4-hour. Now we just tapped into the 4-hour. Let's see what happens here. This is a very strong fall, right? Very strong dump here. Yeah, so both of our news releases, let's see, both of them came out red. So very red data release here. Very red. Very, very red. So we might start to see a big continuation in the shorts here. So now we have a bearish breaker forming here on the 5-minute. Same thing on NQ, bearish breaker on the 5-minute. 15 minutes looking very bearish here. But we're now into this 4-hour. So again, if we're going to start running through this 4-hour, that's what gives me the ultimate confidence, conviction that these shorts are going to continue to go. Right? But if we're going to see a strong bounce off this 4-hour, we're going to start to inverse some bearish levels. Then I don't have as much conviction in the shorts anymore. So we're just going to have to watch this with patience right now. As much as we are falling, As much as we are falling right now, we gotta stay patient. We're not gonna chase price. I'm not gonna chase these shorts. Okay, so we just swept Asia low. Did we sweep Asia low here on ES? Yes, we did. All right, so no SMT there. We did sweep Asia low on both. Let's see where that 4-hour busy is. This 4-hour busy is all the way down here. So technically we still do, it looks like we still have some SMT at the lows. Not really actually, because we haven't swept any lows. The only SMT really is that we traded into this 4-hour busy on NQ and not on ES, but we took out the same lows here on both indices. Again, guys, you know I don't really like to jump into a trade after we've fallen like 100 points, you know, off of the first fair value gap that we tap into, especially when we're bouncing off of a 4-hour busy here. That's not really a short position I like to take. I'd much rather just stay patient and kind of wait for the market to build some more structure out before I jump into an entry. Now, if you want to be aggressive and you really have conviction in the shorts, you could look to target this first bearish fair value gap on the 1 minute for an entry. You definitely could, right? But I'm not really looking to do that yet. I'm not looking to do that while we're in a 4-hour busy, while we don't really have any good structure yet. I need to see us start building out some 1 minute structure. And what does that mean? Well, I want to see us start creating some highs and lows, right? Some swing highs, swing lows on the 1 minute. Just to give us a better idea and better trade setups compared to just chasing price in the shorts. Now, like I said before, if you're going to be aggressive, if you want to be aggressive, if you really, really like these shorts, you can take that entry right when we tap into that fair value gap, right? You could have taken that entry. That's just not an entry that I'm going to take right now. Not an entry that I want to take yet. So I'm just going to keep being patient here. Stay patient. Let's look at the 5 minutes. 3 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. We're going to have a big 5-minute fair value gap here. Big 5-minute fair value gap, kind of a unicorn going on there. So now we're just kind of bouncing between the 4-hour and this 1-minute SIBI. So let's see who's going to win the battle here. Are the shorts going to still take control and continue to drop? So, yeah, we're just going to stay patient here, guys. Just going to stay patient, keep waiting. We're now really bouncing off that 4-hour. We're really bouncing off that 4-hour. Let's see if we're going to start running through these 1-minute SIBIs or not. You know, if we start to run through these 1-minute SIBIs, that's, you know, when we start to see if price is going to reverse back up to buy side. But when we have such negative news coming out, you know, we could see a strong continuation down to sell side and end up actually running through that 4-hour. But I would still need to see more structure built on this 1-minute time frame. All right, so we have a 2-minute imbalance above. We're forming a 3-minute imbalance. We have a 4-minute imbalance, right? We're forming a 5-minute imbalance. We will be forming a 15-minute imbalance. So we're going to have a bunch of bearish imbalances above us that we could end up seeing price respect and dropping from. Right, so ultimately we did come down and grab these equal lows. Remember we were talking about these relative to equal lows pre-market. We did tap into this 4-hour. So stronger drop than I expected because of that news that came out. Right, that's why we saw that strong drop, is because we saw some really negative news come out in the market. I did expect us to drop at market open, but only down to this level. That news really pushed us further down. But this is still not something I'm going to trade yet. I still need to see some more stuff happening. So we're about to create that 5-minute bearish imbalance above. I do want to see what kind of reaction we're going to get off of this 5-minute. You know, if we trade into it, we're about to create this big 5-minute imbalance. But we do keep rejecting this 1-minute SIBI here. You've been getting lost in Instagram Reels. Yeah, that's what this price action will do to you sometimes. And you gotta start doing push-ups instead of Instagram Reels. I think Instagram Reels is one of the darkest places I have ever been. I can't do it anymore. Can't do it. I don't know why Instagram allows the things they allow on there. All right, so now we have this 5-minute SIBI up here that we just formed. So let's see what happens if we trade up into it. Just waiting to see if we're going to tap into it and what kind of reaction we're going to get off of it. So again, what I would like to see here is us to start forming some bullish structure. And then see if we're going to start respecting our bullish structure, that's when we start looking for longs. And if we're going to disrespect our bullish structure, that's when we start looking to target shorts. Right, so I want to see us start creating some fair value gaps here on some bullish fair value gaps. Right, so now we're really pumping into this 5-minute imbalance. But I really want to see us starting to create some bullish fair value gaps, like this one right here. Because now what are we going to get to see? If we respect this 1-minute busy and start really bouncing from it, we're going to start targeting some longs right back to fill this imbalance. But if we're going to run right through this, that's when we're going to target some shorts to come right back down for sell side liquidity. That's why I like to wait for our structure to start forming before I take any trades. Man, that's awesome. See, that's huge. That takes a lot, man, in this day and age to be able to delete your social media, to be able to get away from that. That takes a lot. It's not easy. That's some strong willpower and some strong discipline right there. Okay, so now this is what I'm talking about, guys. Now I want to see, are we going to trade in this 1-minute busy? What's going to happen here? What is going to happen at this point? Is a bearish fair value gap than a bullish fair value gap on the same area stronger? So again, I look at the higher the time frame, right? So when I see a 5-minute SIBI like this with strong 5-minute displacement, I'm expecting the bearish fair value gap to be stronger, right? But what's the strongest level? It's the 4-hour busy down here. This is our strongest level. We came down, we took relatively equal lows. So if we're going to bounce off of a 4-hour, that overpowers our 5-minute, right? And then the 5-minute would overpower this 1-minute. But we just got to see which level is price respects. Is price going to respect this 1-minute busy, or is it going to run through it? If we run through this 1-minute busy, I'm looking to jump into the shorts from here. But if we're going to trade into it and bounce, like we're seeing right now, we just trade into another small 1-minute busy. This is when I start actually, looking to target some longs, even if we are in a 5-minute imbalance. The more we start building structure out here, bullish structure and respecting it, that's when I start targeting some longs to come right back up and rebalance this market. Because ultimately, my daily bias is still bullish right now, even with the news, causing us to drop pretty aggressively. So I need to see a lot of confirmation for these shorts. Like if we come down and we close below this busy, that's the confirmation I need to start looking for a short position. Remember, guys, we got to trust our higher time frames and our overall market structure. All right, so we just tapped into the 1-minute busy. We are respecting the 1-minute busy right now. We are respecting the 1-minute busy. We're not closing below it yet. We got ES down here, right? Trading into that 1 minute busy as well. So if we close below this, that's when I start looking for shorts here, guys. I just need to see us build out some 1 minute structure as well. So I need to see a 1 minute bearish fair value gap here as well. And we're looking to target these shorts all the way down to these lows here. If we close below this level right now. Okay, so we inverse, so now this becomes a 1 minute inverse fair value gap. So now we want to see what kind of reaction are we going to get off this inverse. I might look to target shorts if we start bouncing off this inverse here. Okay, I'm going to target the shorts here, guys. Oh, I got a really low entry, guys. Really low entry. I did not want a low entry right there. Did not want a low entry, so this might have to be a trade that I cut if we don't start to drop pretty quick. I'm going to keep my stop above the inverse right now, but I don't like that entry very much, guys. I do not like that entry. 20,033.75 is going to be my stop right now. So I'm just in half a lot, but again, I got filled super low. I got filled way too low, so this might have to be a trade that I just cut here if we don't start to see a strong reaction back to sell side. I wanted to get filled a little bit higher on that one, so I'm still going to hold this for now just because I'm only in half a lot, because we're still respecting the inverse. And because I can still keep a 1 to 2 risk reward here, but I don't really like this. I don't really like this very much. Yeah, that entry is not too good. So as long as we can respect that inverse, I'm still happy. But yeah, I did want my entry to be up here right at the bottom of that inverse fair value gap so I could have a better stop loss. So I'm still going to keep this just because we're respecting that inverse fair value gap as of right now. But just so you guys know, I do not like this entry too much. So I do not know if I'll add into a full on this position right now. We'll see what kind of reaction we get here. See what kind of reaction we get. You know, we've had a great reaction off of that 5 minute SIBI there. Let's just see if we get some follow through on this trade. All right, so I've just looked to sell some of my position down at the lows. All right, I'd look to sell two down at the lows, 2 cons. But I just don't really like what I'm seeing here with this price action too much. Might get stopped out here. Might get stopped out here on this candle. But that's okay. Half a lot, small position. I'm okay with taking that loss right now if I do take that loss. I'm okay with that. Again, that's why I don't scale into a full position right off the bat. So we'll see what happens. Very choppy. Very choppy, but we're still respecting that inverse, which is good. Still respecting the inverse, which is a good sign. But we do need to see ES come down and really start closing below that fair value gap as well, just to give us that extra confirmation. But like I said, guys, again, if you don't like this position, you can always cut it. You know, you can always either take a small loss or cut it at break even. You know, you don't have to keep holding on to it if you don't like your entry, you don't like your position. You can always cut it if you're not happy with it. You do not have to hold on to it. This is probably not something I'll add into a full right now just because I don't like my entry. Just because we're chopping so much. If we weren't chopping so much and I had a better entry, I probably would look to add into a full. But I'm just going to hold my half a lot right now. We'll see if we get a continuation down to sell side. Okay, we're now into profit a little bit, but I don't like this long wick down here. So if we do start to see a strong bounce from this level and price wants to start, pumping from here, if price wants to start pumping from here, I might just have to cut this. Might have to just cut this trade for a small loss, just because ES is not breaking through that fair value gap yet. I really want to see ES breaking through, so I don't really like this reaction. I might have to cut this one if we're going to start turning bullish here. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this, guys. I'm just going to cut it. I don't like that reaction. I'm just going to take a small loss. I'm going to take a very small loss on that trade. Right? It's like a $400 loss for me, so it's not really a big deal. Again, if I had a better entry, maybe I would still hold this. But ES is not breaking that low. It's not breaking that fair value gap. NQ really wicked down. So I'm not even gonna let this one hit my full stop here. So I just cut that one. Small loss. I'm gonna move on and wait for a different entry here. Wait for a different entry. And if this one does end up going down and hitting my TP, oh well. That's fine. Oh well. I'll just move on. I'll just move on to the next trade. Right? I'm not going to get FOMO even if this one does go down and hit my TP. So I'll just wait. I'm going to wait for the next one. I'm going to wait for the next one. We're still respecting that inverse right now. We still are respecting that inverse. Let's see if there actually is a follow through down to sell side here. Now, if I saw ES closing below that fair value gap and we didn't see that strong bounce off of this 1 minute bullish order block, I probably would have kept holding this one. But I just did not like what I was seeing over here, and I did not like that bounce that we saw over there. So you see how ES is really bouncing off this 1 minute. That's not really what I want to see. Not what I want to see here. But so far, very good bounce off that 5 minute SIBI. We did have confirmation after that inverse, right? To jump into a short, I did have my confirmation for sure. We're just not seeing the follow through like we want to see on a trade like that. No, Crixus, I am not in this trade anymore. Not in this trade. Does it still show that I'm in this trade on my screen? I am fully out. I cut it for a very small loss there. Very small loss. Very small loss on that trade. We're just chopping. Just chopping a lot here. Right. As I said before, if ES closed below this and we actually saw some continuation to sell side, I probably would have held on to this one because I still do like the shorts from here right now, ultimately. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit on the sideline until we see a better setup. Until we see a better setup here, I'll sit on the sideline. Chop got pretty bad right after we got our entry. It's just been chopping around ever since we did get our entry. We got a little bit of SMT at the highs here. ES came up and swept this high. NQ has not swept that high. So it looks like bearish order flow is still in control right now. It's still holding us down. But to me, it's still way too choppy. And we're not really creating any other fair value gaps or anything like that. And what I was saying before, even if this one does go down and hit my TP level, right, and the trade follows through, I'm not going to give FOMO, right, because that's not really a trade I wanted to stay in anyways. Right? I made the conscious decision to get out of that trade because I did not like what I was seeing. So how can I get upset with myself if the trade ends up playing out? I'm not going to get upset with myself about that. I made the decision. I got to live with it. And that's kind of the point you got to get to. If you make your decision to get out of a trade, you have to live with that decision you made. You got to live with that decision, right? Even right now, if we come down and we sweep that low and we see our trade play out, oh well, that's fine. That is okay. Which we might see happen here. We might see our trade start to play out, right? And there it is. All right, so if you did hold that, awesome. If not, move on to the next one. Move on to the next one, right? We had the right bias. We had the right trade. But you guys know that was not really a trade I wanted to hold. So let's move on and see if there's going to be another trade setup for us here to take. See if there's going to be another trade setup for us to take. We have some SMT at the lows again. SMT at the lows. Did anybody actually hold on to that trade? Did anybody hold on to that trade? All right, there you go, Matthew. There you go. There you go. Got a nice dub there. All right, so some of you guys were able to hold that one. And that's what I mean, guys. If you guys liked that trade, you hold on to it. If you didn't, you cut it. All right? It's all based on your strategy, based on your style of trading, what you like, what you don't like. And that's what it's about. So now we just wait for the next trade setup. We wait for the next setup. So I'm waiting to see here. Is ES, we got some SMT. Are we going to start bouncing off the fair value gap that we just formed? Or are we going to start reversing now and form a bullish breaker after getting SMT at the lows, bouncing off a 4-hour? Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. So now we have this bullish SMT. Oops. Down here. So if we inverse this bearish fair value gap, I now start looking for a long position. Oops. Don't want to do that. Right, because we got this SMT at the lows, because we are back into that 4 hour, and that means we'd start disrespecting some bearish order flow. So what would I need to see for a reversal to step in here? I would need to see us close above this fair value gap, start creating some bullish fair value gaps, trade into one, and I would target a long. So SMT divergence is a divergence in correlating markets. So we look at ES, right, which is the S&P futures. We look at NQ, which is the Nasdaq futures. These markets typically move together. When we see a divergence, like how we had these lows right here, NQ swept them, ES did not sweep them. Typically what we see is some kind of reaction or reversal off of that, right? Showing that ES is a stronger index right now and that NQ is going to follow ES, right? ES is showing more strength to the upside, NQ is a little bit weaker. But when we see this divergence, we typically see some kind of reversal. Not always, it's not always going to be the case, but it does happen pretty often. Okay, so ES traded back into the inverse. ES did trade above that inverse fair value gap, above that SIBI. And Q has not traded above it right now. So we really got to stay patient here. Right now we're still respecting bearish order flow, guys. Still respecting bearish order flow. Still trying to move lower. So we would need to see us close above this 1 minute SIBI for me to start having that confirmation that the longs are going to step in. Because if not, we're going to see sell side liquidity continue to be taken, right? We're going to see the shorts continue to step in. And then that's when we have to look at what are our next levels for sell side. Well, we have previous day low, right? We've got a swing low down here. Right here we have a swing low. All right, so we got that sell side liquidity right there. We've got another swing low down here. More sell side. So we have a lot of sell side targets down here if price is going to continue to deliver to the shorts. Right, then we do have a lot of targets. But ultimately, when I see SMT like this, when I see us bouncing off a 4 hour busy, I want to see us reverse. I do. Even with our negative news, I'd want to see us start to reverse. And if we don't, well, we'll look for another short entry. We would just look for another short entry off after we see that confirmation. So this is when we continue to wait. Continue to wait. I never worry. You guys know I don't worry about missing out on a trade. I don't care. I just move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. You got to have a very short memory, guys. With trading, you got to have a very short memory while you're in the process of trading. Right? Short-term memory loss. Just move on from the previous trade, whether you took a loss or not. Even if you took a win, move on, go to the next trade. Forget about it. You're on to the next. You're on to the next. That's how you don't let your emotions take control of your trading. Be in control of your emotions. So what would be a little bit more of an aggressive entry, let's say for a reversal? An aggressive entry would be us inversing here and then trading off the inverse in the longs. The more conservative entry would be waiting for us to close above this high, creating a bullish breaker on the 1 minute. And then trading back into the breaker. That would be the more conservative entry. And that's only to say if we do reverse here, because right now we are still respecting bearish order flow. We're still respecting bearish order flow, so we're not showing us that we want to move higher yet. We're still showing that we want to move lower. It seems like we're just kind of trapped around this 4 hour busy. But these shorts still look like they want to go. But not really a short entry I'm going to take inside of the 4 hour busy. And while we still have SMT at the lows, I'm not going to jump into the shorts yet. I would still wait for us to start building some more bear structure, some more fair value gaps, not while we're just kind of sitting and chopping in this area right here. I would still wait for us. Still wait for for some more continuation. So let's just wait for the next trade here. 5 minutes about to close, 15 minutes about to close. It's like the 5 minute, we're not going to see displacement of our previous low. 15 minutes, we did not get displacement of our previous low, but a strong down close candle there. Very strong down close candle. I mean, I really just have to wait to see price action clear up a little bit. But ultimately, this entry that we did take was a very solid entry, guys. This what ended up actually being, even though I got my entry low, this trade ended up being a very good trade. But I didn't like what I was seeing, so I got out, right? And now, thinking about that, what would be the worst thing I could do is to get angry about cutting that trade and missing out on profit, because now that angry feeling is going to move on to my next trade, and then I'm going to trade out of emotion and out of FOMO instead of just moving on and saying, okay, I missed out on that trade. I didn't like what I was seeing. I stuck to my plan. Now I move on, right? That's the difference. You got to be able to get to that second feeling. It's very hard to find consistency in this trading game and find success if you cannot stay in control of your emotions. And I think everybody knows that, and it might be easier said than done, but you got to start forming some kind of plan to fight against those emotions. That is really how you can take your trading to the next step. We always talk about strategy. Strategies maybe 10, 20% of trading, and the rest is emotion, it's psychology, and risk management. All right, let's see if we're going to close above this level here. So what I'd like to see is us close above, inverse the SIBI, create a 1 minute busy, and then start to see a reversal from this level. That's what I would like to see. That's what I'd be looking for here. And if I was going to look for the shorts, if we're going to still see a continuation of the shorts, I want to see some more bearish fair value gaps being created. I want to see this SMT go away. I want to see ES come down and sweep these lows, just to give me that confirmation that the shorts still want to step in. We can also take a look at the VIX right now, see what the VIX is up to. The VIX is very bullish right now, right? So we'd also want to see kind of a pullback on the VIX, showing that NQ wants to move higher. Amen to that, Omar. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah, man, it's you versus you. It's you versus you here. You versus you. Maybe another sports analogy for anybody that played sports growing up or that understands sports. The way I kind of think about it is, like when I used to play football, I would watch film of the other team before the game, and I would study my opponent that I was going to be playing against. I would study every move that they would make, the way that they would play. That way, when I got into the game, I wasn't surprised by what would happen or what they would do, and I would be prepared. Same thing in the market, right? You got to study the market as much as you can, and you got to study yourself, because your true opponent is yourself, right? That's your true opponent, but you also got to understand the market at a deeper level. So if you can do those two things before you get into the game, you're going to be much more prepared for when, the whistle blows, when that game actually starts. Why is this so choppy this week? We are post FOMC. FOMC plays an effect before it happens and after it happens, right? It's going to have an effect on the market before and after, right? We just got our rate cuts. we're going to see the market kind of chop around a little bit, at least to better, or at least today we're moving a little bit better than we were yesterday. We're moving a little bit better than we were yesterday. Yeah, we still have a bunch of news. We have news throughout this entire week, right? We have stuff going on throughout this entire week. Powell speaks on Thursday. So we still got a bunch of stuff going on. Let's see today, what other news do we have coming out? We don't really have any other news coming out today, guys, so we shouldn't see too much more volatility. 100% Omar. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't like what you're doing, you just got to change it. 100%. And don't fix it if it ain't broken. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. Yeah, that's one thing I see a lot of people do is changing between strategies constantly and not giving one strategy, not putting in enough time into one strategy to actually see success. All right, if you can just put some time into one strategy and really learn that strategy, all you got to do after that is master yourself and your risk management. All right, so we're still chopping around a little bit. Like I said before, guys, small loss for me. I cut that one pretty early on that trade. So now I'm just waiting for another A plus setup, waiting to see where the market truly wants to go from here. It still looks like it's trying to move lower right now. It still looks like it's trying to move lower. ES is starting to fall a lot here. But I'm not going to get an entry while we're chopping like this. I need to see some more confirmation. Need to see some more confirmation before I jump into an entry. Okay, so ES did take out that low, but now NQ did not take out that low. So now we have more SMT right here. Now we got to see if NQ is going to move lower and start creating some more bearish order flow. Because if we are going to start moving lower, create more bearish order flow, we will look to target another short here. But right now, this 4-hour busy is still really holding us up, guys. It's still holding us up. Ever since we've tapped into it, we've wicked below, but we have not really seen follow through or continuation down to sell side. So good, we've ultimately have been moving off of this 1 minute SIBI, but just look at the chop, right? This isn't somewhere I'm going to get an entry. When we're chopping like this is not where I like to get an entry at. So more SMT here. Yeah, so we did attempt a short here. I ended up cutting it early because I didn't have a good entry, but ultimately we did see the drop. Some people held. It ended up being a pretty solid trade, but I did not hold on to it, so I took just a small loss. But that's the only trade we have taken so far today. Yeah, this chop right now is pretty bad, guys. Pretty bad. But we still have better price action today than we did yesterday by far. Even with this chop, we still have better price action. At least so far. At least so far we do. Hopefully that continues. Hopefully we don't just chop around for the rest of the day. So just chilling, guys. Just chilling. Maybe we need to get some music bumping in here, huh? Maybe some music will help us out. Spring Love, Stevie B. All right. Okay, so we're still falling off this level, but are we actually going to see some fall through here? Are we going to see some fall through? Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of displacement here. Okay, so now these shorts might start stepping in now. They might start stepping in here. So this is when I really start looking for another short position if we start seeing some fair value gaps created. John Wayne by Whiskey Myers. All right, queuing up some songs right now. You said my chart is 2 candlesticks behind yours. On my end, it says that we're right on time. Ooh, 5-finger death punch. My family actually just went and saw a 5-finger death punch concert. All right, guys, so we're still moving, right? We're moving lower, but we're not creating any fair value gaps right now for me to really want to target an entry. I still have to really stay patient here. I need to see some better order flow created for me to have that conviction to jump into a short. I know these shorts are in control and they look like they're going to continue. I do think they are going to continue. But we're not creating any entry levels here, right? I wasn't going to get an entry off of this fair value gap because all we did was chop around forever. So it's not really an entry I wanted to take. So now I just need to see a better entry created here. Need to see a better entry created. Spring Love by Stevie B. Play Mudvayne Dig. See, Breezy, I get scared when you give me song recommendations. If you went short, what would your TP be? Well, we've charted out a few levels here, right? So we'd be looking at this swing low here and this swing low down here at 19,860. You know, we could even look at the hourly. These are both hourly external lows, previous day low. We just took out previous day low, right? So I'd be targeting 19,860, yeah, as a full TP. But again, we're still bouncing off this 4-hour right now, guys. And we just bounced off another 4-hour after taking out previous day low. So we're still not really seeing much follow through here. Yeah, we're getting a very strong reaction here. So like I said, when would I start looking for longs? I start looking for longs if we were to pump through this 1-minute SIBI and start making higher highs, creating bullish order flow. That's when I would look, right? And if we look at ES on a daily time frame, we just got some big daily SMT. We did not take out yesterday's low on ES. So we might start to see some kind of reversal here. And what would make me jump into another short position? Well, now we have some bullish order flow, so I'd wait for us to run through a 1 minute busy like this, and then I would target another short. But right now, we might see some kind of reversal here after getting daily SMT, sweeping an external low. So we just got to see what we do at this level right now. All right, so we're starting to pump, but we still need to see us push above this 1 minute SIBI. All right, I got your Five Finger Death Punch song requested or on cue. I'll add that one too. I got you, Sea Breezy. Yeah, so I'm starting to look for. No, don't apologize. I'm starting to look for the reversal now, but I need to see us close above this 1 minute SIBI here and start to create some bullish fair value gaps. We've taken one trade so far. We took a short from this inverse fair value gap. I ended up cutting it because I didn't have a good entry, and then it did go to full TP. So that's the only trade we've taken so far today. And now we're starting to look for another one here. Okay, we know this is the 4-hour busy, so I'm just going to get rid of that right now. So now we're starting to create some bullish fair value gaps. Here we go, guys. This is when I'm starting to look for the reversal here. This is when I'm starting to look for the reversal. Now I need to see us trade into a bullish fair value gap after we inverse this level. Because now we are starting to form. If we close above this high, that's a bullish breaker on the 1 minute. Right, low, high, lower, low. If we displace the highs, that's a bullish breaker. So now this whole area becomes a bullish breaker block. So I'm starting to look for the longs, guys. I just need to see some pullback here. Just need to see some pullback. Don't want this one to run away here. All right, so we inverse. We just created a bullish breaker. We might have a bullish unicorn, right? Fair value gap overlapping the bullish breaker. So that'd be a nice entry for us as well. I mean, we're still going to have to fight through a lot of resistance here. We have a 15 and a 5-minute imbalance above us. So we would still need to fight through a lot of levels. But we have a lot of higher time frame confirmation on this reversal right now. So I'm waiting for this 1 minute unicorn to form here. And I would look to target a 1 minute unicorn entry here. Keep my stop below here. Look to target the highs. Did we tap into it? I don't think we tapped into it yet. I need to see us tap into it and get a good reaction off of it for me to jump in here. If we get a good reaction off this level, I will look for an entry right now. All right, that's a good rejection, good bounce. I'm going to get an entry of just half a lot right now. Just half a lot here. So our first TP level would be about 120 ticks. So I'm going to keep about a 60 tick stop here. I'm going to keep my stop at 20,0225. All right, so we have a 1 minute bullish unicorn here. That is what I'm basing my entry off of. A good reaction off of the unicorn. If we start to pump more, I'll add into a full position. And we're looking for a TP up at these highs at 20,047.50. But I don't want to see us manipulate down and stop me out here. I need to see this level really hold strong right now. Really need to see this level hold strong. All right, so if we can bounce again, if we can start to see the long step in here, I will add into a full. But right now, we're not seeing enough reaction yet for that. Here we go. All right, I'm going into a full position here, guys. Full position now. Full position. I'm going to look to take a TP up at 20,047.50. I really like what I'm seeing here. Now we just need to see the follow through. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see some follow through now. Let's see some follow through here. We got to push through this inverse 1 minute. This is where we bounced off of before. If we can push through this level, I do think we're going to go up to this high. All right, I'm going to move my stop up now. I'm going to de-risk here. I'm moving my stop all the way up just below that fair value gap. So now I'm only risking about 40 ticks here. So again, that's a pretty good pump. We've already seen about 60 ticks from our entry. I'm looking for about 116 here for first TP. Let's see if we can get that follow through, guys. If we can close above this inverse, I really think we're going to go up to that high. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. To the moon. To the moon. To the moon. All right, we closed above the inverse. That's really what we wanted to see there. Now we just got to see some follow through. That's a great 1 minute candle there. Great 1 minute candle. Really good add into a full position. Now I just don't want to see us manipulate all the way back down. So you could make this a risk-free trade here. You could make this a risk-free trade. We've hit 76 ticks. You could even look to take a TP if you want to. So again, we are back into that 5 minute SIBI, so we do need to see continuation right now. We do not want to see a strong rejection here. We just tapped into the 15 minute SIBI as well, guys. This is where we need to see continuation. If we're going to reject here, that's not what I want to see. I want to see us come grab these equal highs on the 1 minute time frame. Full TP right now is to be determined. This is going to be one of those trades where I'll probably just start trailing my stop loss, right? Because we are going to be trading into a 15. We are trading into a 15 minute and a 5 minute SIBI here. So we could see strong rejection from this level, guys. I don't want to see that rejection. I want to see us start pushing through here. But if we're going to come up and inverse the 5 and the 15, guys, then I would expect these longs to come all the way back up to the highs, and I would keep holding on to them. Yeah, at this point, I am going to move my stop to break even as well because it is below that 1 minute fair value gap still. All right, so I just moved it to like a tick into profit here. At this point, I don't want this one to come down and be a losing trade. I want to see this one go hit that first TP. Here we go. First TP just hit, guys. First TP just hit. Let's go. Let's go. And I'm going to keep holding on to this one for right now. I'm going to keep holding on to this one with my stop at break even here. That's what I'm talking about, guys. You can take full TP here if you want. We just grab those equal highs. But I'm going to just keep holding on to it for now. I'm going to move, maybe a stop into profit here. I might move a stop into profit. So what I'll do is I'll move one of my stops into profit right there. Guys, that's what I'm talking about. The win streak goes to 3 days now. 3-day win streak here. 3-day win streak. Come on, can I get some threes? Can I get some threes in the chat here? Come on. Come on now. Let's see it. Let's see it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what patience does for us, right? That's why we stay patient every single day. That's why we do not care about taking a loss. We don't care about the losses. We stay patient. All right, so where would I look for another TP? I mean, honestly, at this point, I might even just sell off a few more. I'll probably sell off a few more once we kind of get up a little bit higher here. But this one could run all the way up. So here, I'm just going to sell off another one right now. I'm selling off one here, guys, and I'm going to leave 2 runners. Okay, so I just sold off another contract there, and I'm going to leave 2 runners here. I'm going to leave 2 runners with my stop near break even right now. Let's go, guys. So we've hit 162 ticks so far on this one. Let's go. Very nice. Very nice trade there, guys. Very nice trade. We got that reversal. Waited for our confirmation. Boom. That's what it's all about right there. So this is now when we're going to see a little bit of a struggle because we just grabbed equal highs. We are in a 15-minute SIBI. We are in a 5-minute SIBI. We have VWAP above us. So good displacement on the 5-minute there. This is where we're going to start trailing our stop as we start to see more structure forming here on the 1-minute time frame. Let's go, RC coin. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Very, very nice. Very nice. All right, so we're starting to see a little bit of a rejection. So what would make me probably sell this position is if we started to inverse some 1-minute bullish fair value gaps, right? Like if we're going to come down and close below that level, I'd probably just sell my position there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move my stop up just below that order block. Just below that 1-minute order block right there. So now it's in profit here. Ooh. Let's go, guys. So I'm going to keep letting this one run for now. We're seeing a lot of stalling, though, right? We took out those eagle highs. We're around VWAP, 5-minute, 15-minute imbalances. But if this is truly going to be a reversal on a higher time frame, guys, this one's going to keep going. And we could see this one go all the way to high of day. And that's why I'm going to keep holding on to this for now. Because there's still potential that this one, because of, look at the 4-hour. Look at the bounce we got off the 4-hour. Perfect bounce. 1 hour, perfect bounce after grabbing equal lows. If this one keeps pumping, guys, we're going to go all the way back to high of day, and that's why I would keep holding on to this. Right, so how many ticks would that be, and why would I keep holding this? Because that could be, 400 plus ticks, right? That's why I would keep holding this. If we can run through VWAP right now and inverse the 5 and 15 minute, then I'm going to keep holding all the way up for 500 plus ticks. And I'll probably sell another one once we reach highs, right? Once we take out these highs up here, I would sell another one up there, and then just hold on to one runner. So now we're testing VWAP. ES is above VWAP already. Hey, this is 5-finger death punch right here. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Look at that pump. That's over 220 ticks now. 220 ticks. 220 ticks. You can always sell another one up here if you want to. I'm going to keep on holding this one, guys. This one looks really solid right now. Very, very solid here. Oh, you're right, dude. Okay, you're right. You are so right. Yep. Yep. That's what I'm talking about, guys. On the road to a 15-day win streak is right. It's in. So this one still looks really good right now. If we can close above this 15-minute, I really think this one's going back to high a day. If we can close above that line in the next minute and a half, we will probably go up to equal highs up to here. Close, you can almost taste it. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Yeah, we're going to have to push through VWAP here. We're going to have to push through VWAP. I'll probably split up these stop losses right now and put one below that order block right there. So I'm putting one below that order block, and I'll keep my other one still lower. So yeah, I'd be looking for another TP level, probably up at these highs up top. But we don't really have any higher time frames. We do have a 5-minute breaker, so maybe I'll take my TP at this breaker up at like 20,094. So I'll take another TP at 20,094. That's my next TP level right at the entry of the bearish breaker on the 5-minute. Come on, guys. Look at this one. Look at this. 234 ticks. Your skin, no one else can feel it for you. Can let it in. No one else. All right, new hour is upon us. We did not displace, but we are seeing some good bullish order flow here. We really did catch that reversal, guys. This is what we were waiting for. Remember, we have to keep respecting bullish order flow to stay in this trade. We do not want to come down and start disrespecting our fair value gaps. That's not really much of one right there. Let's see. Our next TP is about 300 ticks from our entry, from our original entry there. So I'm still holding right now. My next TP is up here at about 300 ticks. Look at how the 15-minute closed, guys. This one's going to keep going. This one looks like it's going to keep going here. All right, Shosky. Have a good one, bro. Gracias, Pablo. Yeah, guys, this is why we stay patient. I told you guys we're going to see a decent trade, right? I told you we're going to see some decent price action today. It's something better than yesterday, 100%. That's what we just had to wait for. So we don't want to see, like, look at this 2-minute busy right here. We don't want to see us trade below this level. If we trade below that level, I'd probably sell off another contract. We want to see continuation here. Unwritten. Yeah, so again, we're at the end of the hour here, so we're going to see some kind of manipulation. But that wick is pretty nice there. So now we're going to have to push up into this hourly order block. We're going to have to see some continuation up to buy side here. But to me, there's no reason not to hold this when I have all of my stops into profit and I've already sold off most of my position. My full position, Ron, is 6 contracts. I started scaling up pretty much 4 weeks ago. I started scaling up. I started scaling up. The week I had my worst trading week of the year was when I started to scale up, and that was like the worst time to do that. But then after that, we did go on our 3-week win streak, so I made up for all those losses and a lot more. You give me a kiss right now if you could. Well, I appreciate that. Dude, what do you mean? This song is like the same genre as Unwritten. Now this is a headbanger right here. Alright guys, let's see if VWAP can hold us up right now. Again, we are very bullish here, so I'm still expecting a continuation of the buy side, but we might see some pullback before that happens. Let's see if this 1-minute OB holds us right now. Come on now, pump. We got to hit 300 ticks here. We got to hit 300 ticks. Come on now. Come on now. Let's see some follow through here. Come on now. It's not following through. Not following through yet. It's okay. I'm not too worried. I'm still gonna hold this one. Yeah, guys, you can't see me right now, but I got my head banging right now. Yes, we can. How about some Kelly Clarkson? How do you guys feel about Kelly Clarkson? Oh, pretend. Since you've been gone. Violation. Guys, I don't know what you're saying. All of these songs are literally the same genre. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Hey, this is kind of like some of your guys' emotions during your trades, right? It goes from super light and happy to full on headbanging. All right, guys, we're almost at our next TP here. We're almost at 300 ticks. Let's see if we can do it. Did the 5 minute just close above? We got 5 minute displacement. Let's go. 5 minute displacement. We needed that. Yeah, this is literally my liked song playlist. 1,000 ticks inbound. Ben said it here first, guys. Let's see. What level would 1,000 ticks be at? I mean, I'm down to hold. 1,000 ticks would be all the way to our daily goal, actually. Just a little bit above that. I'm down. I'm down for 1,000 ticks. Count me in. Okay, guys, we're not following through, but we did get 5 minute. We inversed on the 5 minute, which is a good sign. But now we have this 5 minute busy, so we might come down and trade into this 5 minute busy here, which I'm not worried about. I'm okay with that. Again, I'm okay to let this one run, guys. I'm trying to get some more profit out of this one. My biggest trade so far, I think, was around, I think somewhere a little over 10K. A little over 10K was probably my biggest trade. But when I was doing that, guys, that was not, honestly, that was not really smart risk management when I made that trade. I think that was more over leveraging and getting a little bit lucky. So I don't really credit that. My biggest trading day this year has been 9.5K has been my biggest trading day, and that was like 2 weeks ago. Yes, sir. Patience does pay. Hey, 25K is crazy. Guys, we're almost to 300 ticks. We're almost there. I need to see us hit. I need to see us hit 300 ticks. We're just a few ticks away. We're just a few dollars away. We're about nine points away. Very nice trade here, guys. Very nice trade. So far from our OG entry, we've hit over 280 ticks, guys. Over 280 ticks. I'm not sure if TopStep still gives out reset codes. Not too sure. All right, guys. So the 5 minute inverse. So that's really the confirmation I needed, right? I think this one's really going to keep pumping. But now we're about to tap into that 5 minute bearish breaker up here, which is why I'm going to sell one right when we tap into that bearish breaker. But again, you could sell off one right here. I mean, I might even just sell off one right here, guys, honestly. There's honestly no point not to. The only reason I haven't so far is just because I wanted to see 300 ticks, but that's just being greedy, right? That's just being greedy. So I'm just going to sell one here. Why not? I'm just going to sell one there. Boom. Sold. Just sold. So I'm in one con. I'm going to get rid of this stop here. And I'm going to keep my stop where it is, below the 5 minute busy. And now I'm just going to keep holding this one all the way until high of day, up until these equal highs, and possibly even higher, right? So my trade is still in. Wow, guys. Sometimes I just forget how to speak. My stop is well into profit, right? It's in profit. I've taken out 5 of my 6 contracts on this trade. So I'm just going to keep letting this one run. And if it stops me, it stops me. Oh, well, it's an amazing trade. And if not, well, then we're going to get to see some nice TP up at these equal highs or even possibly at London high if we get that follow through. What we really want to see now is the 15-minute come up and close above this level and continue to push higher. We have nice equal highs, guys. This is honestly a really nice target up here at these equal highs that I do think we have potential to go grab if we don't see a crazy drop again in price. So just holding on to one runner now. One runner. Very nice trade, guys. Very nice trade. So, what happened last week, right? After we stopped our 14-day win streak, we went on we lost 2 days in a row. Price action was pretty bad, right? We still took good entries, but we just didn't have any good follow through. And then we didn't trade Wednesday. We prepared ourselves for Thursday, took an amazing, had an amazing trade on Thursday, ended green. Friday ended up break even. And then now we're able to, we didn't trade on Monday. And now today, boom, we're able to get after it again. So Friday, I technically ended in the green. Technically, I ended in the green on Friday. Like $80 in the green. Ooh, how about some Goo Goo Dolls? Haven't listened to them in a while. Indeed it was, Mimi. Indeed it was. So I'm still holding on to this, guys. I'm going to keep holding. I will have to end the session here in a few minutes, though. And I'm just going to keep letting this one ride. And I'll keep you guys kind of updated where I move my stop to if I do move it or where I'm going to take TP at. But we do have our mentorship class coming up here in like about 50 minutes. So I'm going to have to hop off soon to run that session. And then we'll, move on. If you guys haven't checked out the schedule, guys, I updated the schedule. Oh, there we go. There's the 300 ticks. There we go. 362 ticks. 362 ticks, guys. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Now we need to see this 15-minute inverse the SIBI, and we need to see this 5-minute close above this breaker block right here. And this one will keep going. All right, so we got to close above this level right here on the 5-minute. Got to close above this level on the 5-minute. If we can do that, this one probably will keep going up to equal highs and possibly even higher. This could be a trade that I'd literally hold on to all day with just my one contract. If we continue to see continuation up to buy side. All right, Ben. You take it easy, man. Because I don't think that they'd understand. Any Goo Goo Doll fans out there? To know who I am. Oh yeah, guys, we are still pumping here. How much is 400 ticks? Where's 400 ticks at? Let's see. Oh, we are almost at 400 ticks. Hey, let's go. This is one of my all-time favorite songs right here. I've actually sang this song in karaoke at least 3 times. Fun fact about me, I am a big karaoke enjoyer. Enthusiast, you might say. Guys, we need this 5-minute to close above this 5-minute bearish breaker here. We got to see us close above that level. But even then, with this 15-minute inversing the 15-minute SIBI, I think we're going to see a strong continuation up to these equal highs. That's what I'm expecting to see here. That's why you still see me holding this position right now. So we've got 1 minute until this 15-minute and 5-minute close. So I'll just keep holding for right now. So right now my stop is at 20,046.25. Below this 5-minute fair value gap, that's where my stop is resting. I'm going to keep it there for a little bit. If we look at this 1 hour, guys, this 1 hour looks very, very nice right now. Very, very nice. We still respected our imbalances, guys. Both of our 1 hour busies we're still respecting. We have these nice hourly equal highs up here. London high untapped, so I still think we could see a nice continuation. Yes, sir, Rob. Look at that. That's some nice profit right there. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, profit is profit. Profit is profit wherever you take it. All right, so where would I'd probably look to take full TP up at these equal highs, honestly. Up at these equal highs, about 556 ticks, 20,155 about. But let's say, we do end up just running through that level. I'd probably just keep holding my stop or keep holding my trade and just keep trailing my stop loss as we move up. So the 15-minute closed. We got 15-minute displacement of this fair value gap inverse. We inverse that fair value gap completely. Now we just need to see this 5-minute close above this level. Need to see this 5-minute close above this level now. So I'll keep holding for now. Again, if you guys want to take a full TP, feel free to take a full TP. We're close to 400 ticks here from our original entry. But yeah, I'll probably hop off here in just a few minutes, and then I'll just, like I said before, I'll keep updating you guys with my trade, letting you know if I've moved my stop or whatnot. But for now, guys, I'm going to keep holding. So, amazing session today. Remember to take a look at the schedule. We are not doing prop firm session on Tuesdays anymore. We're going to be doing it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday now. So just take a look at the updated schedule. Let me know if you have any questions about it. All right, and I would still love your guys' feedback. I'd still love your guys' feedback. But for now, that's going to be our schedule for the next few months just because of the mentorship going on. But guys, amazing, amazing session this morning. Great patience, great discipline. 3-day win streak now. Let's just keep it going, all right? Let's just keep it going. Let's keep up this discipline and continue to build on these wins that we take. Oh, no. I was scared that picture was going to show up. Thanks a lot, Braden. I blame Braden. He created that. Oh, very nice. Very nice, John. I like that one more. I like that one much more. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for me right now. Love you all. God bless. You stay safe today. I'll see my mentorship class pretty soon for our session. Diamond hands right now. I'm going to keep these diamond hands, all right? I'm going to keep holding. All right, guys. I will talk to you all very soon. Peace out.